What's going on, Battle Hub Draft League? It's Pokemaster 88 bringing you Season 4 draft analysis for the California Trailblazers. We landed in the 8th spot this season in the draft order, which to me is honestly not the greatest. I honestly prefer to be around 14th, 15th, 16th. I find it much easier when there's not as much Pokemon in my face, and also being 14, 15, 16 allows you to be kind of closer to the wheel and building those strong offensive and defensive cores become much easier, you know. So with that being said, I am pleased to announce my very first pick, our very own mascot, Meowscarada. Meowscarada provides my team an amazing speed tier at base 123. The coverage option she has to hit many of her checks is unmatched. She has great utility options, knockoff and U-turn. Meowscarada has the ability Protean, which allows her to change its type in the blink of an eye, flipping those matchups in her favor. Meowscarada has a strong, powerful signature move in Flower Trick, which allows me to create any Pokemon at will. Meowscarada is back where she belongs, leading the California Trailblazers back to the playoffs and potentially to a first championship win. Moving on to our second pick, which is my fire type, Iron Moth. Iron Moth is a fire and poison type. This Pokemon is a superior wall breaker with a base special attack of 140. Iron Moth also has the ability to absorb toxic spikes, which my team cannot lose to as long as I have this Pokemon. Iron Moth is an electric terrain abuser, which pairs well with my Terra Captain, which I will get to later on in the slide. Iron Moth can sweep and win late games with moves like agility and items like booster energy. And with that being said, we are moving on to our third pick. I chose a hard steel type in Scarm. Something strong, something defensive. Scarm provides great defensive utility in Stealth Rocks and Spikes. It can sweep teams with Swords Dance and Weak Armor, which is very rare to see, but it can happen. Sturdy allows Skarmory to always live a hit from full, which can be clutch in certain situations. I'm very happy to have Skarmory on my team for the very first time. I think it's one of the best steel types in Draft League, in my honest opinion. And with that being said, we are moving on to our fourth pick, which is my first Terra Captain. Hitmontop is my primary Rapid Spinner, my only Rapid Spinner. Hitmontop has amazing priority options with Mach Punch, Bullet Punch, and Fake Out. Hitmontop can run offensive and defensive sets to high degrees. We are rocking with Terra Normal, Terra Fighting, and Terra Steel as far as our Terra types are concerned. And Hitmontop has amazing abilities, which two of them I'm sure of. It's Intimidate, and the other one is Technician. He gets a third, but 9 times out of 10, call me crazy, I probably won't be running it. And here we're going to bring you our fifth pick, which is here we are with our fifth pick. We chose Swampert. and this pick was extremely important. I remember around 5, round 6, I was getting kind of nervous because I desperately needed a water type. I desperately needed a ground type, and there was only 2 that I saw on the board. There was Swampert and there was Whiscash. And let me tell you, you weren't about to see me with Whiscash on my team. So the fact that we got Swampert when we got him is a huge blessing, let me tell you, because you know, this mon gives me great utility options with Stealth Rocks, Knockoff, and Flip Turn. Swampert has a 110 attack stat. Swampert is very versatile and well-rounded. I'm super excited to have this mon on the Trailblazers this season. And with my next pick, we have our second Terra Captain, Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is rocking Terra Electric, Terra Fairy, and Terra Water. Initially I had Terra Flying on it, but Terra Water does work here too. Raichu was a Terra Captain that I planned from the very beginning. When terrain is active, Raichu has ultimate speed control. There's literally not many things faster than Raichu when the electric terrain is active. A Raichu is a wonderful abuser of Terra, and let's not forget Raichu's late game sweeping capabilities. I'm extremely pleased to have this Pokemon on my team. Something cute, something strong, and with that being said, we are moving on to our 7th pick, and that is our Fairy type Flores. Flores is the mon I never used in Gen 9. I'm extremely unfamiliar with this Pokemon. I know Flores has a great special attack stat. It can sweep teams with Calm Mind and Moonblast. It has the ability to give my team well needed wish support. And I believe Flores has a lot of undervalued utility options, which I would not go into because a magician never reveals its secrets. And swiftly and professionally moving on, we are on to our 8th. Here we are on our 8th pick, Hydreigon. Hydreigon was not planned initially as my dragon type. At first, I wanted Dragonite. Dragonite shortly got sniped, and I was like, dang, how am I going to replace that dragon type? So I was closely looking at Salamence. And then, what do you know? A couple rounds later, Salamence goes, right? Salamence goes. And I'm like, dang, there goes my second dragon type. So here we are, and I'm looking up and down the board, and I see Hydreigon. He's not a flying type, but he is a dragon. And he does have Levitate. This thing does give me another dark type, another fairy weakness, but it's a mon that I'm truly blessed to have. It's a mon that I couldn't pass up, despite the second weakness to fairy. Mind you, this one is quad weak to fairy. You know, so with all that being said, I am extremely pleased to have Hydreigon on my team. And for the 9th pick, I have Frostlaz, our 9th pick. This Pokemon has great stab combination with Ghost and Ice. Frostlaz is the queen of utility. She is an amazing spin blocker, a true mixed attacker even though she's not as strong. Frostlaz is a returning Season 3 Trailblazer, so I'm very blessed to have her back. And she is going to be a wonderful addition to the California Trailblazers this season. Here we are with our 10th and final pick, Graphi which I did trade for Precursion. I initially drafted Graphi for speed and utility, which honestly I was already kind of weak to ground, right? So I watched the draft analysis video, and a lot of the coaches or the commissioners recommended I draft Precursion. This is a mon that I was frowned upon, right? But in this situation, I did see the need for it, being a terrain setter for my terrain abusing Raichu, my terrain abusing Iron Moth. This mon gives me more hazards than I already have. I feel like this mon has just as much undervalued utility as Flores, which is another one that I drafted. You know, I think these mons can do a lot more than what people are used to seeing them do. And that's a little fun disclaimer. Wish me luck. I've never had this mon in Draft League. I played with this mon a couple times in casuals. You know, I'm not that impressed, but here we are. Season 4, Battle Hub Draft League. We have Precursion. And with that being said, this concludes the Battle Hub Draft League Season 4 draft analysis for your California Trailblazers. With that being said, Pokemaster out.